You're watching EYIT TV, empowering you.
Yes, thank you very much. Tuesday 5 p.m. and yes, of course, you know that when it comes to that time, then you actually know this startup talk. I am Sankara Biaruhanga, EYIT TV. We do this every Tuesday 5 p.m. We talk anything to do with startups. Now, a few weeks ago, of course, we brought in here someone that is actually club president of StartHub Africa at Mbarara University of Science and Technology, and she explained that this Saturday, the 16th of July 2022, we should be able to have an internal pitching event for most prospective innovators, I would call them, and yeah, it is going to be very, very interesting. Now, just like we promised a few hours ago that we should be able to host some of those that we expect that are going to be, pitching on Saturday, here we are to deliver. We promise, and yes, we never disappoint. We are just going to have this short one. When we come back, we dive into the discussion tonight.
Hey there, do you want to learn camera skills? Do you want to learn how you should record your videos? Do you want to learn different camera settings? Do you want to learn how you should set up your place for a good recording? Just join our online media skills here at EYIT TV, and we'll be giving you these skills, what you call the 21st century media skills. Check out the numbers you can see right here, and we'll be getting in touch with you.
EYIT TV, empowering you.
Yes, thank you very much. The Media Academy Zodi there tells you that, and yeah, something cool you need to try out for your gain. I mean, for you to gain a few skills. You're talking about 21st media skills. That's what you always have to get from this media camp. What are you actually waiting for? Now, in case you just joined a few minutes ago, I promised that I should be able to unveil our guests tonight, and these are actually innovators from Mbarara University of Science and Technology that will actually be pitching on Saturday. We're talking about must internal pitching event brought to you by StartHub Africa in partnership with Empower Youth in Technology. Yes, the faces you see on your screen, we are going to be making that role. Oh yes, that is actually the very first person you're going to be watching on this show. Quite, of course, very, very impressive faces. You could see like a bulb lighting on their head, and yes, that is what comes with innovative kind of looks. We're going to start with you, gentlemen. Say hi to the viewer, and we start just like that.
Hello, I'm Momadine Wycliffe, fourth year student of Mbarara University of Science and Technology, pursuing a Bachelor of Science in Computer Engineering.
I'm Mbarara, a fourth year student in Mbarara University of Science and Technology, and I'm doing electrical engineering.
Great evening to you, viewers. I'm Agre Achamu. I do electrical and electronics. I'm in my fourth year.
Good evening, viewers. I'm called Comfort Aikoro, a fifth year medical student in Mbarara University of Science and Technology.
Okay. Wow, and on a good note, at least, I think we interfaced in Nice Africa. You were one of the Youth Ideathon applicants.
Yes,
at least in one of the Zoom meetings, I actually remember some popular comments about your innovation. Yeah. Let's start with you, having spent 5 years. By the way, of course, because of the virus, you seem to have spent more time at the university. Let's start the discussion with StartHub Africa and how it comes in. But before that, perhaps you could a little bit paint the picture of innovations at Mbarara University of Science and Technology slightly before StartHub Africa actually came in. What was actually the picture?
Actually, before StartHub Africa came in, innovation in Mbarara University, it was something that I didn't hear about. I wasn't so exposed to it until I reached third year. That was when I came to hear about CamTech. because that was a period when I started coming up with my idea. That was a period when I started sharing it with people. So someone referred me to CamTech, but I did not go into details of knowing about CamTech until this year when StartHub Africa came in, and it has been able to take me through the lessons and the lectures an innovator is supposed to take their business into the next level. Okay. And I'm very happy that they have brought this opportunity to us, the students of Mbarara University, because it has really equipped us with the business skills. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. StartHub Africa, in your words, how would you actually describe them?
StartHub Africa is one that has come up to help us and realize us as new entrepreneurs. Okay. So most existing companies don't see students as a big deal, but StartHub Africa looks at us with our ideas and looks at us as great entrepreneurs of tomorrow.
Okay. Wow. Very, very impressive. Yes.
I see StartHub Academy as a very big opportunity to widen my scope, to expose me to potential investors, and to put my idea out there so it can grow and be helpful to me and my society. So.
Okay. So you're going to say, I guess what they already said, but you could actually bring it to the context of Mbarara University of Science and Technology. What has changed with the coming of StartHub Academy?
Okay. So basically, the innovation at Mbarara University was, before at least I heard of StartHub or anything related to this, it was centered around the 4th and 5th year final year projects, or if there were students who felt like it, they would attend hackathons and things like that. But when you look at something like StartHub comes to the students and offers to them a platform to develop their ideas and shows them a kind of step-by-step approach to how they can pitch to potential investors.
Yes. And
these are skills that we learn at a younger age that will maybe help us further forward.
Okay. Wow, thank you very much. Now, you who is actually viewing us, that is what StartHub Africa is all about, and we're actually talking about their program, the StartHub Academy, which brings together young innovators. I'm telling you a few of well, we're going to go for university students, and the first of its kind, of course, in Mbarara, specifically to be sure, with Mbarara University of Science and Technology. Now, that is at least now you get to know what StartHub Africa, the organizers of this very, very pitch kind of event, actually are about. In case you will need more details about them, you need to visit Google and actually type StartHub Africa. You should be able to get more details about that. Now, that's it. Without that, we come back to our innovations. Saturday 16th is another big day for Mbarara University of Science and Technology. Of course, not so many people, have been lucky, like just you guys who are going to be, participating. But what are we about to watch? Why should we actually come at the PLT on Saturday? What's this new idea? What is coming up? I can't wait to hear from you. We're going to start with you. Unfortunately or fortunately, God loves you so much. What is your idea?
Okay, my idea is it's a grain dryer which is powered by solar.
Okay.
And I thought of the idea when I thought about the changes in the climate and how it's not consistent, and farmers have issues drying their seeds, they rot, and they face all those other problems. They have many losses. So I thought of a way to make it affordable to people, to small-scale farmers, so they can be able to, face that problem very easily and at an affordable price.
So you're into post-harvest handling, and you're saying let's use solar energy to do this in a smarter way.
Yeah.
Would you mind describing how that works?
We are partners.
You're on the sound.
Yeah,
Okay. Yes. You could come in.
So,
how does that work?
Basically, the setup will include a furnace.
Yes.
The furnace will be the heat source.
Okay.
That will dry the seeds. The seeds will be on a mesh. So you place the seeds on the mesh, and then the furnace that is solar powered,
yes,
will dry the seeds much quicker than using hot air. Of course, the furnace blows hot air via a fan under the mesh, so the seeds dry faster than they would if you were drying them traditionally, because you could dry seeds from the farmers we interviewed, actually, small scale maize growers. They were saying they could hang their seeds for up to a week, 2 weeks, because of the inconsistencies in the sunlight. We are not particularly in the desert, but this will be, first of all, affordable to a small scale farmer, because we are going to we aim at using recycled materials to build these things. And from the feedback we've been getting from interviews with farmers, they are looking forward to the innovation.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's a pretty one. Let's first hear from you again. Yours. That is a cool one, and of course, given the area that we're in, sure, that is a plus, especially if it is actually using solar power. Yes, let's go for your idea.
All right, mine is in the field of electrical and electronics, and it's an automatic power supply. This is a device that helps in switching in case you have two different power sources. Let's say you have hydro and then you have solar. So this will be like a switch that will help you to move from solar then to hydro without a blink. So if in case you're using a desktop, it won't be able to black off. It will continuously be powered, and our device will be able to support continuous powering.
So in the other terms, we've had schools advertise and say we have standby generator. Now we are now trying to make the concept work with solar. So apparently you're saying if I am on Wimeme and it goes and I must switch back to my solar, I have to first kind of go change manually? Or?
Yeah, in case you have a generator.
Yes. Not for generator, of course we are okay. I'm talking about now the solar powered, kind of a system.
The solar powered, we want reliable power supply. So the solar is the backup. In case you have your hydro, it will be powered, but once hydro is off, then you switch to solar automatically. Very fast.
Okay. Like automatically.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a cool one. We are coming to problems that you're actually solving. Of course, you mentioned a little bit about it, but we want to hear a little bit more about that. Now, yes, I expect that to be medical, and yes, all ears. Let's hear from you.
Okay, thank you so much. My innovation is actually called Kanga Care, and the name we got it from the kangaroo mother care technique. So this is mostly to deal with preterm babies, because I realized that is a major problem that we have in developing countries. Mbarara Mbarara Regional Hospital has very many preterm babies that are being given birth to, and most of them die due to preventable complications of prematurity. So I and my friends started this idea specifically to help alleviate those complications. So Kanga Care is a low-cost, locally knitted preterm carrier that is double-layered, made using yarn, that embraces the kangaroo skin-to-skin mother care technique of generating and maintaining warmth. That means in case a mother is holding a baby on the chest, the heat will be transferred and maintained within the Kanga Care. Okay. And then one other thing it uniquely has is the vital reading sensors. It can detect up to 3 vital signs, that is the baby's body temperature, the baby's pulse rate, and also the oxygen saturation, such that in case of any derangement, an alarm is set to ring automatically to alert the mother to seek early care. And this way it will help in the monitoring of these preterm babies and early intervention, such that long-term complications are prevented. Yeah, that's majorly what we have.
Very impressive. So apparently, let's now go to the problem. You could a little bit describe this.
So this idea, it came to us because I personally, I am a preterm baby, and my mother also described to me how back in the 1990s, how she suffered to raise me, because by then neonatal intensive care units were very rare and they were very expensive. So giving warmth to me was a problem. She almost lost me at some point. So when she told me this thing, it really touched my heart. I felt like I need to do medicine and I need to focus on pediatrics, neonatology to help children. Okay. So when I came to Mbarara University, I had a chance to rotate on the pediatrics ward, and I can assure you every day, almost in a month, we lose over 100 babies due to hypothermia, that is low body temperatures. We lose very many babies due to respiratory distress, very many preterm babies, and these are some of the preventable complications of prematurity that we can work on. So with that background in mind, that is why we came up with this idea of coming up with a locally needed preterm career. Yeah.
Very, very, of course, quite, you're getting to get you a little bit sympathetic, but yes, that is actually what is happening when you move in other referrals, especially on the side of these mothers. Very, very touching, but we are glad that you're part of the solution. Yes, let's get to hear your problem that you're trying to solve.
Similarly, I derived my problem from my situation, because the last 4 years I've been at the university, I've been using a computer without its own battery. Okay. So whenever power goes off, then it shuts. So everything I've been doing stops there and then. So we came up as a team and a group of friends of mine. We thought of how we can curb this problem. Then we looked at this unreliable switching, because we have an automatic generator that powers on when this other source of power goes off, but it delays for some minutes. So we want to narrow down that switching problem.
Okay.
So we shall make sure that there is another device we implant between, so that it can help us switch and eliminate that unreliable power switching.
Yeah, very, very impressive, and I believe, of course, Startup Africa is going to be going, for, improving this. When I go back to Chitagwenda, my village, by the way, and, well, for God's sake, if there is Umeme on, we are safe. If it goes off, whatever activity that is going to go for that facility, health facilities, I'm talking about those, you're going to go for a standstill until one has to switch to solar power. And of course, anyway, that is like 1 or 2 facilities that have such kind of an opportunity. But it is a very, very impressive kind of innovation. You only actually need to get into the mentorship that Startup Africa is actually preparing, because there is a bigger problem than me losing out while working on a laptop. At least that has a solution. But I'm sure someone has lost a life because there was that kind of power, outage, a little bit, power glitch. Okay, the problem that you guys are solving?
Okay, so, just a brief overview. Agriculture is the backbone of Uganda's economy, and it's really important to prevent the farmers from getting frustrated, mostly because of working harder than they should to let's say dry less of their harvest. So what we are trying to do is all these seeds that farmers have been trying to dry sometimes need a lot of space. Let's say you might hang them in a compound, and because you have, let's say, 50 bags of maize, you'll dry maybe 10 at a time, and even those 10 bags, because of the space you can afford, might not dry quickly enough. So our innovation, is, as I said, it's a solar powered furnace that uses a fan to dry the seeds. But what I did not mention is we have a temperature regulator. You can increase, adjust the temperature to whatever temperature you want your seeds to dry at. So basically you can dictate how fast you want your seeds to dry depending on how much harvest you have.
Okay. That's a
Also,
cool one.
also the regulator is for different seeds need different temperature.
Yes.
But for them to remain alive so they can
Let's
be
come into
planted.
that, yes.
Yeah, so that can also help like the limits, there's a limit so that you don't go beyond the limit for different seeds to dry so they don't die.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the most
Wow. Of course, we are in food security and these guys are doing wonders around that. I'm telling you, if that is actually a little bit gets to be solved, then we should be able to actually celebrate, because there's some good percentage that actually we lose in post-harvest handling. At least when you get the statistics from World Food Program, or actually is it FAO or something, you're going actually to get the right statistics. But it is true that we lose some food beyond the harvest stage, and literally because of that. But globally also that affects the quality of your output, plus affects the market and how the farmer generally is going to earn. So please don't die with this idea. Now for you who is actually viewing us, this episode started a little bit kind of late. Well, these are students, of course you have to first go for lectures, so you're not going to worry about a little bit of darkness, but fortunately we are ending it with now the money side of this. I believe that each and every judge is going to ask about this on Saturday and beyond, of course, how we are actually prepared to, at the end of the day, become entrepreneurs with these innovations of ours. Yes, the business model side. How are you prepared to make money from Kanga Care?
Well, I'm actually glad that we went through the business model canvas during the Startup Academy lectures, and how we plan on making money is it's a B2C business model, that is business to customer mostly, and we also have a B2B that is from us to the hospitals, because we have two target groups. We are targeting mothers who give birth to preterm babies, and also we are targeting health centers, rural health centers that don't have the neonatal intensive care unit. So we make the Kanga Care. Currently, we have already made a version 1 that can keep the baby warm. I have it there with me. The version 2, we are still working on it, where we're incorporating the temperature sensors into it. So we plan on selling these directly to the customers. So our production cost for version 1, that basic package, it costs at 35,000 Ugandan shillings, and we sell it normally at 45,000 Ugandan shillings. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. For the other, we are still working on it. We shall come up with the pricing.
No, I think, well, it is actually affordable, quite repetitive, and I believe it's nice module. Of course, we believe we should be able to get more modules in the post kind of pitching, engagements that we should be able to be getting. But yes, at least we see you can actually make money from.
Yeah, for our device, depending on the load that we shall be supplying, basing on the residential houses, we shall be doing sales first of all. We shall be getting installation cost. So when we come to install for you, we get some pay. So we expect to get money out of that. Then we expect to do some renting this device in case you have functions outside the city or some away from your home. We have to do some renting and extending knowledge. Let's say students in high school or lower level academic institutions. So we can be hired to do that. We expect to do money in that also. And we expect our first release of our product to be less than 150,000.
150,000. What I didn't ask actually was, is it a final kind of tangible device? What is it going to be? Is it kind of a device?
Yeah, it is a device.
Finally, it's going to be some kind of small device.
Yeah, it will be a device just like a normal switch. It will be a device that helps in switching. So it will be according to the load that we are powering.
Okay, but I mean, it won't involve someone coming to switch.
No.
Okay. Very, very, interesting. Yes. Let's have your model. How are you guys planning to make money out of this?
We are planning to sell the machine to different farmers. For those who can afford the machine, and then we are also going to be able to rent it out to those who can afford to rent. And then also we shall provide like a service for people who can't rent or afford or buy, so that they can just come dry their seeds and then they kind of die.
Okay. Very, very impressive. We need to look at district agriculture offices or whatever setting up, these dryers or these agro-processing companies having this stuff installed at the place, and someone can actually comfortably bring their seedlings and they are actually going to be worked on. Now we're going to of course edit with quick comment on what you're actually prepared to do beyond the pitching event. But as you do that, and with what you actually request that should change in Mbarara, because we understand that the ecosystem actually this side is not supportive like so much like we see in other regions. So hint on what you're prepared to do after the pitch, but also what you call for to be done for the region. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. After the pitching, we want to be able to do our pilot studies with the current version that we have such that we know how the thing works in the community, how the Kanga Care works in the community. That way we shall be able to give out to more mothers. Yeah. And then what I want to be done in Mbarara University is that more students should be incorporated into this StartHub Academy, because entrepreneurship is a needed skill. I personally am a medical student, and we rarely have those trainings in our lecture schedule. So it will really be of help to incorporate such teachings into the lectures of any student in the university. Thank you so much.
Yeah. After the pitching, we hope to have one device tried out to some room in someone's residential house. So we expect it to be running and we see how it will be performing. And then later after that, we call for action because some devices, for example, transformers and relays are expensive. So we shall have to request for intervention of third parties to help us try to raise funds for our device. Thank you.
After the pitch, we hope to be able to implement our ideas so that we can get feedback from our users, so that we can improve on our projects.
Okay. Wow, thank you very much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you who is actually watching us, of course, because of what you see on your screen, we can't actually go beyond this. What I can actually tell you is that Saturday, 16th of July 2022, it's going to start early in the morning, and certainly this is going to be live on EYIT TV. Please don't miss out to watch these and more brilliant ideas from Mbarara University of Science and Technology. For this time, I could actually say good night, and please, Startup Talk, Sankara Berhonge EYIT TV, empowering you till next Tuesday.
Hey there, do you want to learn camera skills? Do you want to learn how you should record your videos? Do you want to learn different camera settings? Do you want to learn how you should set up your place for a good recording? Just join our online media skills here at EYIT TV, and we'll be giving you these skills, what you call the 21st century media skills. Check out the numbers you can see right here, and we'll be getting in touch with you.
EYIT TV, empowering you.